Hello everybody, my name is Edson and welcome to a brand new Dead by Daylight sort of news talky episode. In the background there'll be some gameplay or something, and I'm going to talk about something that Dead by Daylight and Behaviour have recently started doing, and that's be a lot more open with the community about what they're doing, what they like, what they don't like, what they think the community likes, and being very talkative. That is started a new developer update that they're going to start doing. I imagine they'll probably do this like once every month or something, like most developers with games that are constantly developing. We've got the April 2019 developer update, and I'm going to link to it below, and I'm going to talk about it in this video essentially, so you can go and read through it as I'm talking about it. And I'm not going to read it word for word. I'm going to paraphrase. I'm going to talk about the main topics and just really thank Behaviour and Dead by Daylight for being so open, and also for listening, because I am very happy with this developer update. So they start off by just saying this is a new developer update and it's the first edition and all of that. What they're going to talk about and what we're going to talk about is the main topics of this, which is the dedicated servers, the Legion update, new end game, and a Freddy rework. There's a few other things in there, but they're the main topics, okay? So let's get into it. So first off, they brush upon the infinite loading screen. They said that they've identified part of the issues, they've identified some of the issues. They're working to do better on it, and there's no ETA at the minute, but they are working on it, so please bear with them. I'm glad that they just brushed upon this, and they said that they do understand part of the issue. It doesn't fill me with confidence that it's going to be fixed just quite yet, but hopefully within the next few weeks / month it will be fixed. But in accordance to that, and something that I've always wanted, the less than 5 players in a game is not going to happen anymore. Now, I don't exactly know how this will work. If somebody rage quits during a game, I think it's just going to carry on. I would hope so. Essentially, it says games starting with less than 5 players are currently a common occurrence. This is caused by unexpected situations that prevents players from loading in the game, crashes, player disconnects, infinite loading screens, etc. Starting with the next mid-chapter update, so the next update that we get, if this situation is detected, players will be returned to the tally screen, keeping their items, add-ons, and offerings, and will be notified that the game has been cancelled. We will continue to monitor the cases where games might start with less than 5 players and keep on improving the process. Big thumbs up, massive thumbs up. Thank you so much, Behaviour. I've always wanted something like this, and this is definitely moving towards a better environment for people that don't have terrible internet or don't rage quit if they see an offering and stuff like that. It harms those people and harms their experience. For people that do rage quit, obviously there's other occurrences like people don't load into the game, so you can't really ban people for it, because it could just be them not loading into the game through game issues. But this is a great thing. So if the game is going to start with less than the amount of players needed, then it's just going to kick you back to the loading screen. I'm all for this. Thank you so much. They brush upon the matchmaking as well, and they have been quite open over the past few months of all of the matchmaking changes and stuff that they've tested and used and implemented. And they go on to say that following all of the tests, the data showed that the ping time was generally improved to the detriment of longer wait times and larger rank disparity. So everyone's ping was better in games through the changes that they made, but you were getting a wilder mix of ranks. So you could be getting someone that was rank 1 when you're rank 10, or rank 17 when you're rank 5 or something like that. So they've reverted back to the old one, and they're going to continue monitoring everything and hopefully make some changes in the future that might help the ping issue, people that do have that issue, and so on and so forth. So they've reverted back to the old about a couple of months ago, but it should, hopefully, they've learned some stuff. Hopefully over the coming months, over the coming year, they start working on that, or they just go all guns blazing to the dedicated servers. And on that note, they said that the migrating to the dedicated servers is a process that will roll out over time, first on the public test build and then to a segmented percentage of the population on the live environment. This gradual rollout will allow their team to gather data and feedback to ensure the smoothest transition. The first public test should happen in the next few weeks. So expect dedicated servers tests within the month, whether that's on the public test build or whether it's internally or whether it's with a select group of players on the live build, who knows, but tests are going to start happening soon. So the first stage of the dedicated servers is happening very soon. And then arguably the 3 biggest what the hell big bombshell news items, you have the Legion update, the Freddy rework, and the end game collapse, which is what they're calling it. So we're going to talk about the 2 reworks first. Legion, thank gosh! I'm so happy that Legion is getting reworked. I refuse to level him up. I refuse to play him. I detest when I play against him. I don't quit though, because you shouldn't do that. The upcoming mid-patch will include an update to the Legion. This is something the community has been requesting since its release back in December 2018. Stay tuned as we will reveal these changes in a blog post next week. So expect that blog post next week. Changes are happening to Legion. I'm so stoked. I just hope he can't vault pallets. That's all I want. I would like Legion to stay exactly how he is, but not be able to vault pallets. Maybe even buff other areas. Just make it so he can't vault pallets. That's the thing that I hate. Anyway, now we're going on to the Freddy rework, which has been asked since before I even started playing the game. And this is a lengthy post. When we rework a killer, we aim to improve mechanics and powers by changing and adjusting existing concepts. For Freddy, we wanted to change the gameplay while staying true to the license. And this is why they've had such problems reworking Freddy. It's not like reworking the Legion. The Legion is their own. It's not a licensed killer. They can change him however they want. They can completely change his abilities. They can change everything about him. With Freddy, you have to be careful about the license. You don't really know what they can and can't do. Whether they are allowed to change him again, whether they're allowed to change him too much, whether they have to get it signed off by the people that are licensed and in the Freddy. Like, who knows? There's a lot of ifs and buts that we don't know about, and that's why Freddy has taken so long to rework. And they go on to express this and say that they realised quickly that this is not something they could have possibly done easily with the normal rework methods. The Freddy update then became a full gameplay overhaul. The rework is something more complex than we have ever done for any killer before. We wanted Freddy changed, but we wanted to do it right, and it would take more time than they anticipated. Based on this knowledge, we decided to focus on the global game mechanics or problems that affect a large part of the community, such as the infinite loading, the end game collapse, before they started reworking Freddy. That being said, they have made a lot of progress with the Freddy rework in the last couple of months, and we'll be able to give more details next month. So, Freddy reworks are going to happen. I imagine they're going to completely get rid of pulling people into the dream state, all of this, all of that. I imagine there's going to be a massive rework. I'm hoping that there's going to be a massive rework because I quite like Freddy as a killer itself. I think he's terrible. Like, in the game, he's terrible. He's easy to play against. He's difficult to play. And I just feel sorry for people that enjoyed playing him. Always enjoyed to play that licensed killer because you can't really, it's not that fun. It's quite difficult. So, the last but not least is the end game collapse. Now, this is just a short sentence. It says the upcoming mid-chapter patch will feature a major update to the end game. The objective of these changes is to make the end game more dynamic and exciting. We will reveal the new end game collapse in a video next week. So that video is coming out this week. This week, as I make this video. This video comes out on Monday. This week, there's a video that shows and talks about the end game collapse. Now, at the minute, you have multiple survivors, multiple killers. You can rank them up to level 50. Once you've ranked every survivor and every killer up to level 50, you've got all of the teachable perks, and that's the first part of the end game. After that, you can then prestige every survivor up 3 more times, get them to level 50 again, and you have to do that 3 times. You get the prestige clothing, used to be legacy, now it's the bloody clothing. So you have that to do with every survivor and every killer. And now you're looking at 10,000 hours in the game. Something ridiculous, like, I don't know, 5,000-6,000 hours in the game. You're looking at ridiculous amounts of hours put into the game to get all of that. Then you can get all of the survivors and killers, all of the perks. Now, survivors, it's a little less appealing as it is to the killers, because the killers have different abilities, so the different perks work with their different abilities better and worse. So for killers, it's a lot more apparent that you want to get all of the perks and all of the killers, whereas a survivor, once you've got a survivor to prestige 3 level 50, which I have with Ace, and you have all of the perks unlocked on them, there's honestly nothing more you can do as a survivor main in terms of, you can rank all the other survivors up, get the other survivors up, but you've essentially got a completed character that doesn't differ from any other completed character you could get in the game. So the end game collapse is something that I'm definitely looking forward to as a survivor main, because the end game is not as appealing you could argue that I'm at the end game right now as a survivor. Every time a new survivor comes out, I level them up to level 50 on the first day because I save up the blood points and the iridescent shards to buy more blood points on the day. I level them up to level 50, and then within the next week I get all of their teachable perks on my main, which is Ace, and then I've done it all again. I've completed it within a week. I'm looking forward to this endgame collapse. I don't know what it could entail. I've got big hopes for this. So hopefully when we get more news on this week and all of the news with all of this developer update, we just get even more hyped. Because I'm hyped. I'm extremely happy that Behaviour and Dead by Daylight are doing this. It looks like they're going to be doing it monthly because they named this one the April developer update. So hopefully we get one in May. I'm not entirely sure if we will, but hopefully we do. And all of these things, all of this that we've talked about today, I'm extremely happy. Thank you so much, Behaviour, for this. I'm looking forward to the future of the game. I can't wait. Hopefully you guys are too. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. And as always, I'll speak to you all soon. Take care.